Hello, boys and girls. So, in art, we have been working with the element of art space. So, we have already kind of been discussing about how when you draw things that are really far away, they're going to appear to be a little small. As they get closer to you, they're going to be a little larger. So, another way that we've mentioned that we can do um, space in our art is by doing 1 point perspective. So if you imagined there's like a little imaginary dot here, this would be called our vanishing point. And in some pictures, you could see something like this, where you would have a road and it would go farther and farther back until you'd get to that little point. And it's kind of the word vanishing makes you think that your area just kind of disappears because it goes so far into the distance. And you will have your horizon line, which is the area across that runs across your paper. That's usually like when we've done a landscape, we draw that line going across our paper. So you have your vanishing point and you have your horizon line. Okay. And when we have that vanishing point, we have these lines that come like this, like I said, in the road or train tracks, and they'll meet at that vanishing point. So if you notice, I have my floor here. This is our aquarium that we're going to do. So we have our imaginary vanishing point here in the middle, and then we have our lines that are wider. Remember, going back to like our size, they're wider here. And as we get farther and farther back, they get skinnier, they get closer together. If you notice, that's also in the ceiling. Okay, so we're going to be using 1 point perspective, and there's a few different ways that you can create 1 point perspective in your art. But for today, I figured we'd try, since we've been doing a lot of landscapes, we would do something a little different and make a room in an aquarium. So you would be walking into this room, so you guys can design this floor any way that you like. And you're going to have the glass ceiling and walls where you could see out and see all the creatures that are swimming in the aquarium. So it's kind of going to be up to you how you do all of the background area and the floor, but I'll get you guys started by making your all your lines. So remember, if you need to pause it, this part where we're creating in the beginning is a little tricky. So pause the video anytime that you need to, okay? So in the middle here, remember I said you don't have to measure it. If you have a ruler to draw your lines, you can use it to help you. Otherwise, just try your best with this today. I'm not going to use a ruler because I know a lot of you guys don't have them. So you're going to kind of try to find where the middle of the paper would be, and you're going to kind of imagine it's right here. Now, I'm going to make a little square. If it looks like a rectangle, that's okay too. I'm going to go down. Okay, and I'm going to close this. So we have that little shape there. Okay, now I have these four corners. So I'm going to take this, and as best as I can, I'm going to just come out. If it doesn't hit that corner, that's okay. Don't worry. If you can do it and it hits the corners, fine. If not, like I said, don't worry. All right. You want to try to make a match. Let me slide that over. You want to try to make them match. So if it's up a little higher, just try to make it up a little higher on this side. Again, if not, don't worry. I'm going to do the top. And this almost might make you think of 3D art, like when you create a cube. If you kind of keep staring at this shape, you might even start to see, oh, it looks like a room, and like I could walk in here and go to that wall. Or you could even think, oh, this kind of looks like it's coming up towards me. So remember, all these things that I've been teaching you guys about 3D shapes and now about 1 point perspective, they're all connected together. All right. Remember, elements of art are all of the building blocks that we learn about to create our art. So now let's turn this into our aquarium. So from here to here, we're going to make a curve. All right. I'm going to leave a big space. I'm going to make another curve. Try as best as I can to make it the same. Leave some space. All right, I'm going to pretend like I'm drawing it over there. Finish it here. Now my ceiling is done. If you still have more space to add more, you can. Don't make them too close together. You don't want to have a ton of lines, okay? Now I'm going to start here. I'm going to start with that one and go down. If you want to use your ruler for these two, you can, and go down. Remember, if you have more up top, you're going to draw them going down. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here and over here. All right, so all my glass is done, and I'm going to leave that the way it is. Now my floor, for this one, I made those same kind of lines that I have on the sides. So I started going this way. As I got to the middle, I started to make my lines go more this direction. If you want to do something like that, you could. That one's more simple. You could use your ruler for that. If you just want to color one color here, that would be fine as well. If you really want to get fancy and make those lines and then go across to make it like a checkerboard, you could try that out too. All right, so I'm just going to kind of get you started. You can make little lines like this to look like seaweed is growing. They could be different sizes. It's almost like how you might draw flames. Could do stuff like that. You could even have like coral. Those are like usually those pink things that will be under the ocean. Maybe I'll do some over here. Yours does not have to look exactly like mine. What you guys can do too that might actually help is you can do a Google search for images, and you can look up black and white images of fish or sea creatures that would live in an aquarium. Okay, remember, if you're not sure how to spell aquarium, look back at the Google assignment that I gave you for this, and you'll see aquarium is there for you. You could even look up black and white images of specific fish like dolphins, crabs, whales, octopus, turtles. All right. So once you have that, then you guys can do the different fish. I have like this could be like a whale or a dolphin. I didn't do the whole thing. Maybe you want a seal, an otter. It's really up to you guys what you decide you want to include. If you just want to do all turtles, that's fine. If you just want a bunch of octopus and maybe one fish, that's fine too. So when you have everything drawn, if you want to outline anything with markers, I would suggest at least taking a black crayon or a black marker and tracing these lines that are in the glass. Otherwise, those are going to disappear and it's going to look a little confusing to somebody else who doesn't know that this is supposed to be glass in the aquarium. They might just think that like you're in the middle of the ocean and then why is there a carpet? So like I mentioned about the floor too, this design is up to you. So the colors are up to you as well. When you color your water, it could be any kind of blue. I did like a light teal. So when you guys are done, remember, just try your best. I just want you guys to kind of get the idea about what 1-point perspective is and how you can create it and make your space. And if you remember, our previous projects were showing distance, and we did that by showing different sizes. We're still showing distance. You can walk into this room. All right. It is still a flat 2D piece of paper, but you are able to, in your minds, walk into it. All right. So I hope you guys had fun. Remember, just try your best, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.